Hi, you're watching GearWire.com.
And I'm Owen O'Malley. And this is
the TC Helicon VoiceLive Touch. As you can hear, the
VoiceLive Touch is a vocal processing unit. And as you can see,
it's a stand mount unit. And it's got a touch interface.
Now, right now we're just listening to a bunch of character presets, but the
VoiceLive Touch is also capable of generating harmonies, doing EQ processing, reverb, delay, modulation effects, and it can sense the incoming musical data
either from a guitar or from a MIDI keyboard, and will readjust your harmonies for the incoming chord so that you can play modulations.
And you're not going to be stuck to one key. It's a sort of dynamic harmony generation, which is kind of standard on a lot of TC Helicon harmony effects and other companies' harmony effects. Now I'm bypassed. So let's just listen to a couple more of these more sort of musical sounding presets, and then we'll take a closer look at this cool interface here. So this preset is just a couple of vocal harmonies. It's sensing the incoming chordal, musical data from my guitar. And just pay attention to how the harmonies adjust themselves with the incoming data.
Is the gash on your leg really why you have stopped? 'Cause I noticed all the others with the gash, they're still going, and I feel like the real reason that you're quitting is you're admitting that you lost all the will to carry on, carry on.
This next preset is called Kanye Lockdown. Oh man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. Yeah, girl. One look in your eyes and you know it's true. Here's a simple distortion preset.
I am smelling like a rose that somebody gave me on my birthday deathbed.
And here's a preset that's just showing off the flanger, just the basic, some simple modulation. Here we go. I'm flanging now. Picture yourself on a boat on a river, marmalade something and something else skies. You're thinking something, and then there's somebody, the girl with kaleidoscope eyes. Let's just go back to that harmony preset, and I'll show you how the MIDI keyboard can adjust the harmonies. I was basically singing one note there and changing the harmony on the fly with the keyboard. Okay, let's take a closer look at the interface. So I've gone to talk, and that bypasses all the effects, just sort of a master bypass. So the first thing you're going to be doing is you're going to be accessing the, literally hundreds of presets that are on this thing. Let's get out of talk here, and you'll see the slider here kind of moves you through the different presets. And you can also flip it, and it'll just kind of cycle through, and then you
stop it by touching, by touching, by touching, by touching, by touching.
stop that. Oh, God. So you can also, tap these triangles here. You can also search by category. And you do that by holding down the preset slider. And it says choose category, then single tap slider. All right. So then it'll show you the categories. We've got extreme, character, megaphone, hard tune, harmonies. This one's called tap, double, choir. So let's just tap once, and now these are all the double presets. Then we scroll through, and here's one, and here's another one, bright double. And then you double tap to go home. And if we like that preset, we can save it in one of our favorites here, sort of radio station preset style. You just hold it down, store. So now we can move back to here, lockdown, and then back over to here. That's very nice. Now, as we change presets, you can see the lights all over here changing. So if you want to go in and, edit a preset in more detail, you start with a
Preset like this. And let's say we don't like the reverb. The double is too intense. We can change what harmonies we're using. Just by tapping.
So now you can hear in that harmony preset, we didn't have any of the dry signal in.
We only have the generated harmonies.
Which ends up sounding a little weird. So if we want to bring our lead level into that, you hold down harmony until the light is blinking. And then we get access to all the secondary functions here. You can change the style, harmony style, change the, doubling, and then we get lead level here. You can see right now it's minus 60. So we'll bring it up here.
Right? And now we can start to hear my voice again. Okay, so now we've got my voice mixed in with the harmony. The harmonies are still a little loud, so now we can adjust accordingly. Lovely.
So that's basically how you get into each preset and edit them more deeply, is you just kind of hold down whatever function you want to edit. It's sort of a nice, elegant little interface. As you can see, there is also a looper on board here. And now, obviously, if you're just a singer and you're not playing an instrument, just having this sort of touch interface is fine. But if you're playing an instrument and you want to engage the looper or switch between favorites, there is an optional foot switch you can get for this guy. But let's just kind of play with the looper right now anyway. We will write a postcard to our friends and family in free verse. We will write a postcard to our friends and family in free verse. We will write a postcard to our friends and family in free verse. We will write a postcard to our. And obviously with a foot switch, that'll be a lot easier to perform or accomplish when you've also got a guitar going on. Now, we had previously been listening to our guitar being routed through the parallel guitar output. But if you disconnect the guitar output, the guitar then just gets routed through your main XLR effect out. And as you can hear, you can apply some effects to it. And if you don't want effects on your guitar, you access your mix menu here. You go to your guitar effects level, and you can just scroll and bring it all the way down until it's off. And you just got regular guitar, and you have control over your guitar's level as well. But if you want to change which effects you have on your guitar, let's bring that level back up. You hold down mix, so it's blinking. Guitar effects style 1. Here's 2. Well, here's 3. Here, a little bit of flanger in there. Here's 2. Seven. Sounds like there's 7 altogether. So Now, this sort of sub-mix menu is also where you access your phantom power. You can connect a phantom-powered mic to this guy. Right now I'm listening through an Audix OM2, which is just a dynamic mic. So we're going to leave that off. Also got tone style.
Let's know what that means.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you can hear the tone styles. If tone style is off, then this is the pure sound of the mic. But if we go through these, it's sort of just a couple of EQ presets that, sort of sound like they excite the signal a little bit, maybe. Yeah. You can also change how intense your pitch correction amounts are. A bunch of advanced functions in there. Even more advanced functions, if you hold down one of the slider buttons, you get all your MIDI functions. If you hold that down again, then you get advanced functions like scroll speed and your lead mute. I don't even know what all this stuff is. Lead delay, guitar mute, undo on, so you can undo stuff that you recorded in the loop. All your advanced functions. But basically, if you want to just sort of explore everything that the VoiceLive Touch has, just remember that you can, pretty much for every function here, you can hold it down and access a sub-menu. And then your preset mix slider is how you scroll through each of your presets and change your presets. Pretty basic. So if you can get a good look in there, but you get your microphone input and microphone output. There is TRS stereo output here also. You've got next to that your guitar in and through. Next to that, and you really can't see it here, it's very hard to see, but there is an auxiliary input. The auxiliary input is for playing along with backing tracks. You also get a USB input over here, which is also for playing along with backing tracks. So you can actually feed music from your computer into this guy out into the house. So it serves as a basic, audio interface. And here's your MIDI input. This is where the power plugs in, and this is where your foot switch goes in. And there's a 3-function foot switch that you can get. So over on the right side here, you can see we've got 2 controls. This first one is your mic input gain control. It's your gain trim. The OM2 here is a relatively low output microphone. So kind of had my gain up a little bit. And there is a clip indicator light on the front here. So we've got 2 high, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There it goes red, and then tells you that it's clipping. That's very nice. Okay, and then we've got a headphone output and your headphone output volume right here. So that was the VoiceLive Touch. It retails for about $400, so it's kind of like right in the middle of the line of the TC Helicon VoiceLive products. Below that, you get the voice tone singles, which are those sort of like Stombox style effect pedals. Those go for about $150 around that area, and then above the VoiceLive Touch is the VoiceLive 2 floorboard unit, which retails for between like $600 and $700 at most retailers. And that's kind of like your flagship thing. But this is a nice sort of middle ground, and it's a very cool interface. It's a relatively compact pedal. The fact that it stand mounts is really nice. If you're just a vocal performer, it's nice to just have touch access to the VoiceLive. And then you can add that foot switch so that if you do play an instrument, it becomes an even better suited live performance effect processor, vocal effect processor. All right, so that is the VoiceLive Touch. I'm Owen O'Malley. Thanks for checking us out. You've been watching GearWire.com.